It's Basketball 30.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to a new series here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. It's called Basketball 30. I'm Don Bowles, and we're hosting each episode of Basketball 30. Features a team from our area this week and next week, of course, or we are featuring all the teams from the Southern Hills Athletic Conference, the SHAC, better known euphemistically. But once again, it's basketball time, and it's Basketball 30. We'll have West Union Dragons and West Union Lady Dragons today. We're going to find out all about their coaching staff, all about who the players are, the seniors specifically. We've got lots of guests here. And, of course, we'll be finding out what their basketball team's about for this year as well. We'll be right back with that after this here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. And with us today, it's the West Union Dragons. Of course, the West Union Dragons have a new coach this year. It's Coach Adam Barr. Coach, welcome, and I guess congratulations on the coaching position.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tell us, for folks out there who don't happen to know Adam, tell us a little bit about your background. What do you bring to basketball? What are you going to bring to the table for West Union?
Well, I graduated from West Union. Had a opportunity a couple years ago to jump in the junior high level, coach there for a few years. Set with the varsity last year. Hoping to bring a little bit of stability to the program, something we haven't had in a while, and a team that, works hard and does things the right way.
Well, and we're going to talk more about the team and what you have coming forward, but let's talk just a moment about that stability. This team has struggled with coaching changes year after year after year, and that has to affect the players and has to affect their program, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I believe my senior class here is I think they played for 4 coaches for the 4 years of high school. It's hard to get to do the things we need to do when you're constantly changing the head of the program and without the stability.
Well, and when we talk about that, that's got to be a challenge for you. What I don't know, motivated you to apply for the job? Because they've been through so many coaches, they've had so many challenges. You had to be looking at it thinking, gee whiz, this has got to be tough.
Oh, absolutely. But like I said, I'm from West Union. I played at West Union. When I played, we did have success. Just trying to bring that back to West Union. We do have talent. We just need to get going in the right direction, play the right way, and I do believe we can make a little bit of noise this year in the league.
Well, and when you talk about talent, I want to emphasize, because we talk about this a lot of our broadcasts with other teams, and when we do West Union, I want to emphasize the parents and the coaches and the fans out there, and I know the coaches already know this, and most people know this. It's not from lack of talent. It's not because the kids don't want to play, don't want to play well, and don't want to win. I mean, West Union's had a lot of success in their fine arts program. They had success in their, let's face it, they got a girls team going to the state this year in golf. They've had a lot of success in a lot of sports. So it's not the fault of the players, is it?
No, absolutely not. It all comes down to reiterate the stability. We have to put in, from the top to the bottom, we have to have it there in order for the kids to understand. It's so hard on them when they're starting over every single season.
Well, and when we talk about, why do you think, I don't know, let's take a shot at it. Why do you think that's been the case? Why has there been such a problem keeping coaches, or why have there been so many changes?
Honestly, I'm not real sure. But just trying to, like I said, bring the stability to the team, to the program. Hopefully, I'm here for a long time, and like to bring success back to West Union.
Well, it should be pointed out as well. You've got the support of the administration, you've got the support of the athletic department, and the fans have been pretty loyal through this whole thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The fans will come out and support, but it's our job to put a product onto the floor that they're willing to come watch. It's hard for fans to come when we're not putting a product on the floor worthy to be there to watch.
All right. Well, we'll talk about, let's move forward as to what we're going to do going in the forward. Let's forget about the past for right now. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll talk about some of the future and the good things about the West Union Dragons right after this here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or over-dimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30 here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. Once again, I'm Don Bowles. With me today, it's the West Union Dragons. We're talking Shack basketball. It's just around the corner, folks, and we want to talk about some good things that's happening at West Union. New coach this year, Adam Barr. Coach, particular like or dislike as to the style of basketball you like to play, defense, offense, what can folks expect to see?
Well, we want to get out and run and transition when we're able to. My main thing is to play fast but play under control. We got to limit the turnovers. That's something that really has bothered us in the last couple of seasons. Defensively, I think we like to hang our hat on man-to-man, but it's all about matchups and our style of play. We're going to throw a lot of different defenses out there as well.
And you mentioned it, the turnovers. Last year, that, and of course, as you said, playing out of control, you mentioned both those. Those really ate you up. You'd come out in the beginning of the game and seem to be under control and stay in the game first quarter or so, but it seemed to fall apart. What are you going to do about adjusting some of that?
Oh, well, we have a couple players coming back that are underclassmen that was not in the program last year. This year, we're going to work on ball handling and seeing the floor a little bit better. Just playing under control. It's hard to get in our offense and run our set plays when we can't get the ball across half court due to turnovers.
Well, and when we talk about that, that's where it comes. It's a good and bad. The Shack is tough basketball.
Absolutely.
And that's it. It would probably be easier, I guess. We'd want to point out easier to get better in some of the other leagues than it would be the Shack, wouldn't it?
Oh, the Shack's very competitive from top to bottom. I think last year the league was a little top heavy with North Adams, Eastern, Fairfield, very good teams last year. This year, I do believe, not saying those teams won't be good because they still will, but I do believe that the league is very competitive from top to bottom.
Wyatt, Had to be tough the first 3 years of your career doing what happened with basketball. What would you like to see happen with the Dragons going forward?
I think I would like to see us not lose as many games. I think we should pick ourselves up and play with confidence.
Well, and when you talk about that, it's got to be tough when you're losing some ball games to night after night to go out and step on the floor and play, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What about what would you say to the fans about that?
I think that this year we're going to be able to pick it up. We got all of our younger classmen coming back that didn't play last year.
All right. And will that what will that bring to the team?
I think that'll bring a lot of our skill back. No, we didn't have skill last year, but we have more skill coming back to the floor.
All right. Darius, I think the obvious, and if I said this to a fan and I'd say what I'm about to say, they'd say, oh, yeah. But in reality, I don't think they look at it. And what I'm talking about is there's nobody on the team that wants to lose at basketball. Nobody at the team that wants to fail, right? Yeah. What's your thoughts? What would you say to the fans about that?
Sometimes it happens. There's not much you can really do about it if you go out there and play and then still get beat.
Well, and it's tough. It's tough when we talk about that. Again, I've got to compliment all you guys to sticking with it. You keep picking it up, and this year with Coach Barr, you think you're going to be able to pick it up and do that?
I think we will a lot. I think his play style complements us a lot.
All right, and you think, as Wyatt was talking about, bringing the other players back and additions to it, you think that's going to help?
Yeah, I believe so. So we got some that can spread the floor a lot better as well.
All right, Trey. As we talked about, you've heard us talking about this. What kind of style of basketball would you like to see the team play? What would you like to do?
Take it inside more, be more aggressive.
Okay, take it inside more in what manner? You're talking about on the fast break? You're talking about half court? What are you talking about?
Just in general. Just take it inside.
Okay.
Shoot too much. And
why do you think you didn't do as much of that last year?
no discipline.
Okay. Now, when you talk about taking inside, is that because you like, if you'll hold your mic up just a little bit there, if you like, is it because you like playing inside or where's that come from?
I like playing inside, and all of us are good inside.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of people can stop it.
All right. Now, when we talk about, it's not because of height. I mean, you guys are pretty good size for this league, but you're not oversized. Why do you think that's an asset for you guys?
Not many people will guard inside anymore. It's like all based around the three-point line.
Okay. Good point. All right. Now, Gavin, do you agree with what the guys are saying here so far?
Yeah.
When we talk about that, what would you like to see the team do? What do you think it is going to take to get better?
I feel like our defense needs to pick it up because we really struggled last year on the defense side of the ball, and defense really wins the game. So,
yeah, when you talk about struggling, is that because of effort? Because of what's that? What causes that?
Effort. Yeah, basically just effort.
Now, when we talk about defense, there were some tough teams to guard last year. Who was toughest player to guard last year? You guys faced
Branson Copus.
What makes him tough? What made him tough to play?
He's very shifty, and he just.
It's a good term, shifty. Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
He just knows what he's doing with the ball, and it's hard to stop someone like that.
Right. Well, and here we go back to it's tough with coaches. Don't you agree that when you have so many different coaches, you lose some of that team because you got to have some help side. You've got to play defense. You've got to have more than one guy, right?
Yeah, it just brings us down when a coach just quits on us. So, and that's happened every year that we've played.
Right. Now, obviously, going forward, as we're talking about, you'd like to get it better. How's your skill set this year? You guys, Gavin, you think the skill set is better for the team?
Yeah, I feel like we got a better skill set than we've had, and I feel like we could really win some games this year.
Okay. Coach, what do you think about what the guys are saying?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what they're saying, and to kind of go off what Gavin just mentioned, last year we sat back in a lot of zone. We're going to try to get more aggressive, try to pressure the ball a little bit more, try to get some turnovers, and try to create some offense off of that. We kind of struggled on the offensive end, scoring the ball a little bit last year, so hopefully we can get some points off turnovers.
Okay. Well, on that note, we'll talk more basketball and West Union Dragons. But let's take a break, folks. We'll be right back after this on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. With me today, it's the West Union Dragons under new head coach Adam Barr. And the guys, we're going to see what they're doing this coming year. Don't forget, on the second half of our show today, we'll be visiting with the West Union Lady Dragons. So all you fans out there, hang around. We featured every school within the shack. We're also featuring Georgetown and Western Brown. So make sure you check it out every day. And, of course, remember, if you're listening to this on C103, you can always go back and listen to it later, and you can also check our archives, and you can watch it anytime, any place, and you can watch a rebroadcast of this program, and you'll get to hear it and see it. It's kind of cool to do. Now, Coach Barr, let's talk about what's the biggest challenge the team faces. We're going to get better this year. The skill sets are better. What's the biggest challenge you face right now?
Like we talked about before, it's definitely defensively, trying to get better defensively, putting in the work in. Help side defense, rotation, stuff we should already be there, but we still need to put that work in. Definitely cutting down on turnovers. Turnovers, it was extremely bad last year, and it's hard to win ball games when the turnovers are that high, when we're getting into the 20-some turnovers per ball game.
Obviously, you have four seniors with you here today. Let's talk about the other parts of the team. What are the other components of the team going to look like this year?
We have a few juniors. Have a pretty decent junior class. We're going to throw in a couple sophomores also that are probably going to see some varsity minutes. Freshmen, hopefully they're developing. Probably won't see very many freshmen, if any freshmen, maybe one that sees some varsity minutes. Then, we have a junior high group coming up. We have very good numbers at the junior high, so hopefully moving forward, our numbers will get better.
Let's talk about your staff. Again, part of the stability has to do with the staff. Who you're bringing with you this year to stabilize the program?
Coach Jared Hall is going to be my JV coach. He's going to be with us. And then Coach Dustin Dickens and Josh Ross is also going to be coming with me. That will be our staff for this season.
What will be their roles with the basketball program?
So I have, like I said, Jared will be our JV coach. It doesn't look like we will have a freshman team. Dustin Dickens and Josh Ross are both our junior high coaches. I'll be bringing them up. They're going to help with scouting and, help with rotations and stuff like that.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned numbers because a lot of the schools are struggling for numbers for various reasons. That West Union has good numbers, and West Union's been good in the past. There's no reason with the right numbers that you can't get better again, right?
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of multi-sport athletes right now between golf and soccer and stuff. So, when those sports do come to an end, it looks like we will get our numbers a little bit higher. But, yeah, our numbers are pretty good.
Gavin, I asked you who was the toughest team to play defense again or toughest player. Who do you think is going to be good this year in the league as far as the teams? What do you think about the league?
Well, I feel like North Adams is still going to be, one of your top dogs. But Eastern, they'll still be good. I'm sure Fairfield will too. And I think Fayetteville might have some potential. But, yeah.
Well, when we talked about, a couple of you have said, or various ones of you have said, you want to take it inside. Those very good teams, it's you have to kind of force your will on them, don't you?
Yeah. play aggressive.
All right. Now, Trey, I'm going to put you on the a little bit on the spot here. What do you think the opportunities this year? What's the best opportunities for West Union? Where do you think you need to take advantage of other than just going inside? What do you need to do?
Defense. That's one of the main things to the game. No defense, you ain't going to win.
If you had had your choice, would you have been playing more man-to-man, we'll say, than zone? You sat in zone last year. Would you have done it a little differently?
Yeah, I would have.
And you would have done what? Would have just?
I would have played man. I mean, not many teams are that much quicker than us, and we have fresh legs coming off the bench.
Right. Okay. All right. Now, Darius, tough question. What's your predicted record? What do you think West Union's record is going to be? You play 13 Shack games. What do you think your record is going to be in the Shack? Wins and losses.
To be honest, I'm not the person to ask about that. I don't really remember. Pay attention to what teams are a lot better than us and which ones are close.
All right. Well, we'll move it over to Wyatt then. Wyatt, and you can blame Darius for that one. What do you think?
I think we'll have at least, I'm wanting to say at least 8 wins.
All right. So you're thinking you're going to go, what would that be, 8-5? Does that sound right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gavin, there's 22 regular season games. What do you think your overall record's going to be?
We'll say 12-10.
12-10. All right. Coach, what do you think? What do you think of what the guys say?
Yeah, absolutely. That's our goal. We're looking to have a winning season this year. I know a lot of people are counting us out, and we're looking to kind of surprise some people.
All right. I know you're aware it's split to 7 divisions this year.
Yes.
Versus the 4. You think that's going to affect West Union much?
Well, we are in Division 5, I believe. One of the smaller schools in Division 5. It's going to be kind of a tougher road for us come tournament time.
Right.
But it is something that one of the things we're kind of looking forward to is kind of, having a better record and kind of staying out of that tough draw in the first game.
Well, and it's interesting because, you'll have, in some ways, you'll have a tougher road to go, but there's less teams in the division. So in some ways, it will allow better success, right?
Yeah, that is true.
All right. We'll take another break. We'll wrap things up as we get ready to move toward the West Union Lady Dragons. But first, this here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. With me is the West Union Dragons, Coach Adam Barr. Coach, we've had a lot of things we've talked about here in basketball. What about the future of the game? It's not all about winning ball games. What are you going to talk to the kids about when they when they go out on that floor? It's got to be you've got to somewhere or another instill a positive attitude. What are you going to do about that?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think that'll be an issue this year for us. We've already kind of told the team, every time we go out on the floor, we're representing not just the team, we're representing West Union and the community. We need to play the game the right way. And there's, get these boys ready, the young men ready for not just basketball, but especially these seniors going into either, college or the workforce for next year.
Of course, the season's not started yet. The summer, how did it look for you this summer?
We had a few scrimmages. We were competitive. Played in the Monday Night League. Played White Oak and Paint Valley and Georgetown, and we were competitive in all those games. Manchester kind of got us a little bit in one of them, but yeah, we came out, we were competitive, and it's a step in the right direction for us.
All right. On that note, thanks, guys. We appreciate you being here. Up next, it'll be the West Union Lady Dragons with Coach Jake Stout. And the young ladies will be talking about the Lady Dragons and what they plan for this season and more. But first, this here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or overdimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30. Once again, I'm Don Bowles. You just heard from the West Union Dragons. It's now time to meet the West Union Lady Dragons and their coach as we continue review of the Southern Hills Athletic Conference this year and basketball for the winter of 24 and 25. Lady Dragons got a lot to talk about, and, of course, the coach as well. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back, and we'll meet them and talk to them again about basketball here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or overdimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
Welcome back to Basketball 30, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's the West Union Lady Dragons joining us here in our episode of our new series. I hope you're enjoying all of these as we're reviewing all the teams in the Shack and what they plan to do this winter. Joining us today, second-year coach Jacob Stout with West Union Dragons. Coach, Just assuming for a minute you were coach last year at West Union. A lot of people obviously saw you coaching. Tell them a little bit about your background as to basketball and what qualified you when you came to become the varsity coach at West Union.
Well, Don, I've played basketball my whole life. My brother's the same. I graduated from Manchester High School, 4-year starter in varsity. But after that, I had kids, and I became a Pee Wee coach because of my daughters. And that's what led to this. I coached Pee Wee for 5-6 years, then moved on to junior high, did junior high, and now I worked my way up to varsity.
How much compare when you first started? I think it's always a bigger challenge when it's a parent. Compare coaching back when you started Pee Wee. We got a lot of guys out there. Oh, I want to coach, and they go coach Pee Wee. Compare that to coaching a varsity team.
It's a lot more into it. You got to have details. You got to have planning. The pace of the game is a lot faster. Everything is bigger and faster in the varsity program. Pee Wee, you just walk in on the court, teach them the fundamentals. No, for varsity and junior high, you got a game plan. And if you don't game plan, you're going to get you're going to get smacked on the court. So
okay, when we talk about that, you mentioned your daughters. How tough or how much of a challenge is it coaching with your daughters on the team?
It can be tough sometimes, but I've had 2 good daughters, and they listen real good. So really, it's not been a bad situation at all. It's been very pleasant to coach them.
Okay, let's talk about West Union just a little bit. Last year, you had challenges. You had some good sides and some bad sides. You had a team that's very young.
Yep.
But at times you struggle a bit taking care of the basketball. Yep. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, absolutely. I needed someone to help Ashley up top, so I had to throw in the 2 freshmen. My daughter Mackenzie didn't play last year. She'll be our other one this year, so she'll help out a lot. But they gained that experience, and like you said, we did struggle, but I'm glad we struggled because this year we'll be a lot better off than what we were last year.
What do you think you learned as a coach, and what the team learned from last year? You ended up going 1-12, I believe it was, and 5-16. So you had some success. You won some ball games. What did you learn from that?
We're not going to give up. We're going to play 4 quarters, and we're going to play at a fast pace. And we need to learn how to just lock in and be a team. And that's what we learned.
And with a lot of programs that have limited success, numbers are down. But West Union's numbers are good this year, right?
Yeah, we're growing. I think we have like 19 kids total right now, so it's moving along. We're growing and getting bigger.
Well, that's especially good considering some of the schools won't even have enough for a junior varsity basketball team this year. What do you think the difference is? Why the interest?
I think it's I don't want to say this, but I think it's the kids saying it's fun to play. Maybe it's the coach. I hope it is. I don't know, but I'm glad to see it.
All right. Ashla, I see you nodding your head there. Why don't you introduce yourself, and we'll go around if you would, please.
Hello, I'm Ashla Staten.
I'm Olivia Lewis. And I'm Kenzie Stout.
All right, Ashla, you hear what the coach is saying about why the program's getting better. Is the program getting better?
Yes, I definitely think it is. And I think it is part because we're trying to get kids and students to come and play basketball, and I also think it's because of Jake. Jake makes it fun, but then he's also there to win, and we're serious with it. So. Now,
does he know when to be serious?
Yes, definitely.
Does the team know when to be serious?
Yes, I think we do. Sometimes we have a little fun with it, but then in reality we do know how to be serious.
All right, Olivia, we had somebody earlier when we were doing one of these, and they said they had to go over and have a chat with the coach. During the game, are these, we'll call them a chat with Coach Stout? Is that a fun situation?
Sometimes. Usually he's just telling me to play defense or do something better, or box out most of the time. It's usually what and then he's like, oh, tell everybody else to do this too. I'm like, oh, okay, I will.
All right. Mackenzie, you agree with the fun part?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
Just being there with the girls. It makes it a lot fun. The whole reason I'm doing this is again because of the girls.
All right. Okay. Well, we're going to take another quick
Can I
break.
say something real quick?
Sure.
Livy Lewis made the state in golf and the West Union girls golf team. I just want to congratulate them on that.
Okay. Well, we may talk about that in just a little bit. Yes, and so on that note, that's a good note to end on. Well, we're not ending. We'll take a break on it. We'll be right back after this on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to Good Guys Radio TV and C103, and it's Basketball 30. We hope you're enjoying our program. As, again, we're visiting with the West Union Lady Dragons, if you're just joining us, and Coach Jacob Stout, second-year coach at West Union. Coach, we talked about what you learned from last year. How are you going to apply it this year? What's going to be, fans come out this year, obviously you'd like to win some more ball games. How are you going to apply all that this year?
Well, I've learned my lesson on what works with this team and what doesn't, so we're going to focus and practice on what we need to do, what we didn't do right last year, and we're going to fix those problems going into this season and hopefully maybe double our wins this year.
Can we discuss what those problems were? And
the biggest problem was turnovers. We were hurt last year on turnovers. And I thought our defense played okay at some times, but boxing out and turnovers was the biggest issue, I think.
Going to change anything up as to what kind of defense you play or offense?
Absolutely. I thought we played a better zone defense of 2-3 than we did on man. We will practice man just to get better on that, but I think our zone was better in the season.
How about the summer? Did you get to work on a lot of things with them this summer?
I did, given that they're all into something. You know, Ashley got hurt, but she's in volleyball. Olivia's in, about everything you throw at her, softball. Yeah, we worked. We had some scrimmages, and we worked on that. We went to Eastern. We had that tournament there, and we worked on our 2-3, and we actually improved. So,
okay, how much of that is just the movement through kids getting older, and how much of it's actually working on skill sets?
Matter of fact, I found that out last year. With us going up against mostly seniors on every team, it showed. The more you play, the better you're going to get, and bringing everybody back and us developing is just going to make us stronger this year.
Well, it's such a challenge when you see, I often hear parents talk about kids that they've got a great 7th grade team, so when they get to be seniors, they're going to be so good and all this other stuff, or 8th grade, and they're going to play varsity as freshmen. They don't recognize, you mentioned it earlier, it's about the speed, isn't it?
It's about the speed. And that's one thing I didn't know going into this season. I've always been a coach, but I wasn't ready for it. Especially seeing these, you watch it, but until you get out on the floor and you do it, it's a totally different thing. So it caught up with us real quick.
Ashlyn, what was the biggest transition from okay, again, I know enough about what you played and what you've done. You had a lot of success as junior high, and you had those kind of expectations, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I really did. I think the biggest challenge, and it was a lot different, was really the speed and coming in as a freshman, having to play varsity, and then as a freshman playing those upperclassmen. It really teaches you a lesson, and it really teaches you a lot about the game and everything.
They're not very forgiving either. Those seniors and those opponents are not very forgiving when it comes to
They'll
you
be
being
tough
a
on
freshman.
you. they'll be tough on you, but at the end of the day, my teammates when I was a freshman, they just wanted the best for our team and everything, and they taught me a lot.
Sure. Okay. Olivia, congratulations on the golf.
Thank you.
Let's talk just briefly, and let's talk about that, because not everybody gets to go to state. Talk about that for us.
It was one of the best experiences. I mean, I felt like I was in junior high again whenever we won the championship or whatever. Like, I mean, nothing that big has ever happened around here for sports. Like, we're the first team in Shack for girls to go to state, and just the amount of support that we had whenever we found out we were going. Everybody was telling us congratulations and so happy for us, and it's just a feeling I never want to forget.
Well, and maybe for a moment before I talk to Mackenzie, we'll talk about, they call it the elephant in the room. I'm going to address the elephant in the room, and that's the fact that West Union has struggled athletically at times in the last few years.
Yes.
It's not about the athletes, is it?
No. I mean, we fought to get there, and we wanted to be there, so.
And I think you've proven, of course, and they're not alone. Let's face it, the boys have had a lot of success in golf. Of course, the fine arts program at West Union, very, very good. You guys, it's just really about doing the same things everybody else does, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, golf. Are you going to be a good golfer going forward? Is this something you?
I hope so, where it was just my first year ever playing golf, so I hope to continue my career in college and keep getting better.
So. All right. Good for you. Mackenzie, biggest challenge. Okay, you're coming back having missed a year. Yeah. Is it going to be tough or easy? What do you think?
It's going to be tough. These last 4 years, like being on and off, it's like almost I've forgotten how to play, but at the same time, I'm excited about playing again. So I definitely need to work on getting better.
Well, and last year you did not play. Now, in hindsight, they always say hindsight's 20/20. Do you wish you'd played now?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, so you would tell those kids when they're thinking about not playing, hey, you need to play, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Coach, you like the makeup of your team better this year?
I do, definitely, yeah. All the way across the board. Even the young kids that are coming up, I think they can help and contribute. So I'm very pleased with it.
Okay.
I'm anxious to get going.
All right, well, let's hold that thought for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back and we'll talk more about that.
Okay.
But first this, as we continue here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or over-dimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. I'm Don Bowles. With me, the West Union Lady Dragons. We're talking basketball, specific to basketball in the 24-25 season here in the Southern Hills Athletic Conference. Once again, Coach, we're talked about the complement outside of the three seniors you have here. Let's talk about the rest of the team. What do you have coming back this year?
I have everybody coming back that was there last year, everybody. And then I have an additional 5 freshmen that are coming. A couple of them are bigs, a couple of them are guards. So it's good that we have the numbers keep flowing through. And I think that they're going to help us tremendously this year. When we come out and see the team, what are they going to see as far as that goes, personnel? Other than these three, what are we going to see on the floor? For the varsity? Yes, please. You're going to see Madison Stout coming back, Annabelle McIntosh, You're going to see one of our bigs, whether it's Shelby or Emmy. You're going to see a mix of both. You're going to have guards and you're going to have bigs on the floor, and we're going to be subbing in and out pretty quick and moving the ball up and down the floor.
Well, that's the positive side. You guys were extremely young last year,
Yeah.
and you're still pretty young. You're still predominantly, juniors and sophomores this year?
Yes.
And when we talk about that, the bad side, when Ashley was talking about coming out and playing out of the 8th grade, the good side is now you've got experience that those other ones don't have, right?
That's why we struggled last year, and that's why we did what we did, just to get ready to help these girls because they put the time and work in. Now they get benefit this year, hopefully, from it.
Ashley, when we talk about the team, at the beginning of the year, you come out and deer in the headlights.
Yes.
How have you gotten better since you were that 9th grader coming out now as you're a senior?
I have learned to handle the ball because I learned after freshman year we were losing a lot of seniors and their guards, so I had to step up and be our point guard. So I learned how to handle the ball, and I also picked up on defense. I played AAU in the summer, and that also helps me a lot. And so I picked up on a lot of man-to-man defense and the very little fundamentals of it. So that has helped me a lot.
Now, I always heard AAU, they don't play defense. Is that?
That's not true with my team. That's what we mainly focused on was defense. That is what we worried about was defense.
Okay, tell everybody a little difference, the experience playing AAU versus high school basketball.
High school, it's a little slower pace than AAU, and AAU is definitely full pace. You're playing some really good girls. Not that high school girls aren't good, but you're playing some maybe possible D1 athletes, and the pace is like 10 times faster than high school, and it's also a lot rougher than high school. You get used to getting bumped around and thrown down to the ground. It's not called. It's a lot different from high school. You get a lot tougher from AAU.
There you go. Olivia, we're talking about your golf and success and all that. A big thing that I hear a lot of coaches talk about is leadership. Even when you turn on the NFL, we've got great leadership in the locker room. We've got this, we got that, and we talk about leadership. How you as seniors, you three as seniors, how with golf, I have to think that helps a little bit. You can turn around and say, hey, I've been there. How does that apply to your team?
I feel like I've always been a good leader to our team. I mean, me and Ashla, good cop, bad cop here, but I always...
Wait a minute. Which one's the good cop?
Me, definitely me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I am, but
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we're all leaders. We all contribute. Like, we don't have just one person telling everybody what to do. I mean, everybody helps everybody, and I have been there, so I mean, I want to get further on with the basketball team too, so... And I just think that we will all be good leaders to help our team and the girls coming up that haven't played up here before. I mean, we've been through it all, so we know what's to come.
So what do you say to the underclassmen?
That it's a lot different, and you have people there to support you. Like, we had people to support us, and we're there to support them. So they're coming up, and we're here to teach them and help them get better.
Ashley, I want to hear about this bad cop thing. Okay, can you give us a little bad cop right now?
Oh, no. It's in the moment kind of Yeah, it's definitely in the moment kind of thing. I don't want to say that, well, basketball is my sport compared to, like, Livy has golf and softball is her favorite sport. So basketball, I definitely, like, take it very seriously. And sometimes I like to crack down on the girls and I want them to take it serious. And at the end of the day, I would like to win and I want to get better. So... I don't want to say that I'm really the bad cop, but...
She's not mean. She's just serious.
So you're not mean-spirited. Are you just...
I can be a little bit, but that's just because I like to take the game serious, and at the end of the day, I like to win.
Well, in that case, are you like the assistant coach? You help coach?
It did help last year, I have to say that. With the girls that came in and, now having to play with Ashley, they weren't ready for it. Now they are.
You notice he said have to play with Ashley.
Yeah.
No, I'm just teasing you.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, does that make you the referee? If this is good cop, bad cop,
No,
are you the referee?
I just sit back and watch everything. I have no interest in getting in that, so I just let them handle it.
You're not into the drama thing,
No,
right?
no, I like to keep away from it.
No, I thought maybe now you don't lead the drama on the team.
No,
do you?
no.
And when we talk about, you say you like to sit back and watch. Does it get interesting at times?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Can you give us a for instance?
I've just heard about all of it. It's like, I haven't really been there to witness it, but I just hear from it. So I'm like,
okay.
When there's like little tips and practice and stuff, I just let it be.
Now, does this frighten you being around playing with Ashla? I mean, she doesn't get physical or anything.
No.
I mean, you know.
I don't know. Sometimes.
If you're playing against her, maybe.
Yeah.
Gosh, I wouldn't want to be that
I think that's a good place to take another break. We'll take another break. We'll be right back after this on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. Once again, if you're listening to this on C103 and you've never enjoyed Good Guys Radio TV, just go to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, or even better yet, goodguysradiotv.com. If you go to Facebook, if you choose to watch us that way, make sure you like and share it because, of course, we'd like everybody to enjoy what we're doing here. And we're enjoying a visit here with the Lady Dragons from West Union. And we've been picking on Ashla State, and that's unfair, Ashla, because I know you're not a bad cop, but you guys are talking about good guys, bad guys, good cop, bad cop. And Mackenzie said watch spectating. But you spend what? In a basketball game, I should know this, 30 minutes on a basketball game. Most of it's with the team on the bus at practice and that kind of thing. And it's not about good guy, good cop, bad cop. It's you guys having fun, isn't it?
Yes. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun.
And it's a little bit of what we were doing there, picking on each other and that kind of stuff too, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. We definitely pick on each other for everything.
Right. And Olivia, she's not really a bad cop, right?
No.
And when they get bored, they pick on me.
Now, is that easy to do?
Yes.
Really?
To pick on Jake?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that so easy?
Because, I mean, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh, my. We'll bring that up.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Mackenzie, how tough's it playing for your dad?
I feel comfortable playing with my dad, having him as a coach because he's been my coach all my life.
Sure.
So I will say there's a few miscommunications between us, but I'm glad he's my coach, and I really wish he would have been there my past 4 years. I think I would have stuck through the whole 4 years with basketball.
Sure. Okay. Olivia, last thoughts about this season? What do you think your record's going to be in the Shack? 13 games. What do you think your record's going to be?
I think we'll have a winning record. I mean, that's the hope.
How many wins out of 13?
8.
Okay. Ashla, 22-game season. What do you think your record's going to be?
I definitely think we're going to improve from last year and that we're going to have a winning record. And I like to say that I think we're going to surprise some teams. And I really am looking forward to having a winning record and beating some of the teams in the shack that we have not beat in the past years.
Give me a number. What's a winning record?
What Livy said, 8 sounds about pretty good to me.
What about overall? Is that what you're going to win overall too?
Overall, we'll have more games won than 8.
Okay. All right. Coach, what do you think about what the ladies are saying here?
I think they're right on target with all the seniors that have graduated and all the improvements that we've made and the people that we're bringing in. I think we have a chance to surprise a lot of people. Double our wins for sure. Go from 5 to 10, and then in the conference win, the sky's the limit. 9 or 10 games, I feel, but that's where we're at.
In spite of them picking on you.
Yeah. In spite of them, that's what I get all the time, and it doesn't bother me one bit. If they're having fun, I'm having fun too.
That's what it's about.
And me picking on Ashla, making her mad.
I don't want to hear.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. And folks, we hope you've enjoyed Basketball 30 on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. Make sure you remember, if you enjoy watching it the first time, you can go back and watch it again or listen to it again and just tell everybody about it. And let's come out and support these kids. They work really, really hard. The game is such a small part of what they're doing. They're practicing. They're learning new skills. Come out and celebrate their successes and support them as their challenges. Once again, I'm Don Bowles, and we appreciate you being here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.